I'm back with this load charger, and I'm going to show you something here. We're at the end of our load. You can see that this is all we could get. It was about about 4.2 hours, Chuck?
Yeah.
About 4.2 hours, and so what the computer program did was switch to 30-minute frames here. And while the load was going on, these were 15-minute frames. So you can see the batteries recovering there. So now what I'm going to do is go back over to the load box. You can see the batteries recovering here. We go back over to the load box and hit it again. Okay? And as soon as it hits about 10.50 or 10 point exactly 3.1 or something here. Now see, the battery's recovered a little bit here, so you can see you still got a green light. So what's going to happen is as soon as that battery just drops out, which it's doing right now, it's trying to supply 18 amps here, as you can see. And so it's starting to come down pretty quick. And what's going to happen is the charger is going to shut itself off. Or the load box is going to shut itself off. Excuse me. So, here we are. And these are big batteries. They're golf cart batteries, so they're taking some time to do this. But you can see the meters corresponding with 10 there. And of course the analog meter is doing the same thing. And now what it's going to do is just about any time now, it's going to shut itself down. It's not going to damage the battery. So no matter how many times you do this, when you pull every last ounces, it's going to look at it with 4 analog comparators, and then it's going to decide whether or not to shut it down. So we should be able to see this happen right now, somewhere around in here. There you go. And you saw it click and shut itself off. And now the battery is recovering, as you can see at the end of the chart here. Okay, so now, if you try to extremely load this battery, say we do this again, by hitting them all. That would be a 50 amp load, so see it locked itself out. Did you see this? It locked itself out because it knows it's too much of a load for the battery, so it's not going to let you do it. But if you went to the 3 amp load, it would just sit there forever, and until it was down to 10 again. But see here, as I add the loads, it's just not going to let you do it, which is what you want the thing to do. Now, if you made a mistake with this, you just hit the reset and it will shut it off. Okay, so that's basically what your buttons are. Now again, I'm going to explain these buttons. This is your 3 amp load, which is 4 ohms, and this is 2 ohms, which is 6.3 amps, and this is exactly 1 ohm, which is going to give you 12 amps, and this is a half ohm, which is going to give you 24 amps and a 12 volt battery. Okay, so now we're going to move. In the next video, we're going to move and show you what happens if you have a bad battery. So I just want to make sure that you understand. Okay, so we're going to take it off this battery right here, and we're going to put it on a bad battery. Now, notice the red light is on. It's not going to let you do anything. It's not going to let you run it, see? Because that's a bad battery. Now, if Chuck puts a quick charge in this battery, then what's going to happen is it's going to let you probably run the lowest load. But that shows you that there's one bad cell in here because it can't run a comparator. So let's take it off here and just give it a, let's go ahead and clamp it there. Let's give it a quick charge if it'll take it. Okay, and we're going to use one of the rejuvenators to do this. Okay, so we're charging it up, and we're just going to put a little bit of charge in it here. That's good, because we know that it's got a dead cell. So now you see a green light because it's over that voltage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load it on the first load, and see, it will not take the load. In other words, it's telling you it's a dead battery. So don't try to charge this battery, because this is one we pull out of the junkyard and it's got a bad cell. Can't go over 10 volts. So all the other cells try to make up for that when you charge it, and it looks like it's 11 volts, but it's not. It's 10 and it's below, and you can see that they're making up for this. And when you go to load it, it's showing you it's a dead battery. So there's nothing that you can do with this battery. You throw this battery out or recycle it for lead. Now, if we choose a better battery, which is behind that, right away we can see we have a green light, and you can see it's standing at 12.22. So this is about a 650 amp hour cold cranking amp battery. So you would choose the third load, and that would be your rate. Now on top of the charger, you're going to see this chart that's going to be on the charger on the top here, and this is going to give you all your load banks and all your C ratings for the batteries that you're going to charge and load. So all the information is going to be on this box, along with supplied with this meter and the software to run this program, and you just put it in your computer, and you buy this USB adapter, which most of you have, and you can go ahead and start charging your batteries. And you can see right away this battery's been sitting around for a while, so you can see it's starting to drop on this load. And so now if we put the second load, and if we combined this load on number 3 with number 4, it would be on your chart here. So you combine 3 with number 4, that drops the impedance of the load box to 0.33 ohms, or 38 amps. Of course, since we're at 11 volts, we're not going to have 38 amps, you're going to have 27 amps. See it? That's 480 watts at that load. Now if we add the next load, and we keep adding loads, what we're going to do is we're going to drop to 0.28 ohms, or 0.28 ohms, and you're going to be at about 48 amps, but you can't do it because you're at 11 volts. So this is going to correspond with the voltage that you have, and so you can calculate this power by this times the voltage will tell you the wattage that's coming out of the box. But we will supply this chart with all these measurements and all this data on the charge rates and the loading rates on the top of the load box. So I hope this helps a little bit more. Thanks for watching.